Hey, I'm Marshall Crook with the Wall Street Journal Digital Network. This weekend in San Diego is Comic-Con International, the summer's holy event for fanboys and fangirls, but it's also big business where Hollywood takes the opportunity to premiere the clips and teasers and trailers for some of their big tentpole events. And to talk about it with us is Wall Street Journal reporter Michelle Kung, who's coming to us from Los Angeles and who actually gets to go to the event, much to my envy. So I guess, Michelle, what I want to ask is, how important these days is Comic-Con to the marketing machine of Hollywood big tentpole films?
I think it's really important because Comic-Con has become not just like a genre entertainment place, but like an overall entertainment scene. You have people that are coming for, really popular TV shows, in addition to just the guys that are coming to trade comic books. So because there's so much press focused on the event, I think it's become really important for a lot of movie studios to be able to show the fans, what they have going on. Also, it's become so ubiquitous that, if a film doesn't show up, then the fans also kind of wonder, why isn't it there? Which is kind of like the opposite effect.
Well, that's an interesting question. How important for a film's success is good buzz from Comic-Con, and what does bad buzz from Comic-Con do to a film's success? I mean, maybe this is anecdotal, but I remember when Green Lantern was premiered, I guess a couple of years ago, the buzz wasn't that good, and the movie turned out to be not that great. I mean, how much of an impact does that have either way?
I think it really does depend on like a case by case basis. Something like Green Lantern, the buzz wasn't great coming out of Comic Con, and ultimately the film didn't do as well as the studio was hoping. They're probably related, but I'm sure there were other factors that went into that. But on the other hand, you have films that do really well at Comic Con, whether it's like the Kick-Asses of the world, where all the fanboys love it, but then when it's introduced to a general audience, not as many people go. So I think, obviously it's good to have good buzz because that's what you want. You want people to be talking about it. You want people to be writing about it and blogging about it. But it's not a guarantee of success.
So looking ahead to the weekend, you told me earlier that you're going to be going on Saturday, which is one of the, I guess Warner Brothers has a big panel. They have a slate of big films coming out. What movies are you most curious to see what either trailers or clips might come out of it?
There's a lot of stuff that I'm curious to see. I mean, on the Warner Brothers panel, I believe they'll be talking about, Pacific Rim, which is this new Guillermo del Toro movie. It's going to be his first movie in like 5 years, I believe, by the time it comes out. And it's like a huge sci-fi epic, which a lot of people don't really do as much anymore unless it's based on an existing property. And, they're also going to be talking about The Hobbit, which just finished wrapping. I think it'll be interesting to kind of see the presentation of it because a lot of people have been talking about this 48 frames per second kind of situation for the film because it's going to be presented at a different speed. But a lot of people haven't been talking as much about, the actual film, which I think is what this is going to focus on.
What kind of pressure do Hollywood studios have to really pull out all the stops for these events? I mean, is showing up with a new trailer or a clip enough? Do they have to bring actors? Do they have to bring directors? Do they have to show something really special to come out of it with the buzz that is so essential?
I think everyone needs to kind of bring their A game in the sense that, they bring whatever actors they can, they bring whatever footage they can. I mean, a lot of times for these effects-driven movies, the films simply aren't done, which I think everyone understands because they're so special effects heavy. But I think that enough has to be brought to show the fans that, they care. They're not making these movies, strictly based on, what the fans are saying. But, there is a certain element of, being able to show them, like, we understand, these are big films and we want to engage you guys, especially with like a lot of like, the online interactive marketing that goes on nowadays. It's no longer just you drop a trailer. Now you have, trailers for trailers and, it's this whole big process. And so to be able to kind of see more material throughout the process is important.